You've created a basic shiny material, but you can add more detail to the object using images, also known as bitmaps. Bitmaps are a versatile way to add visual detail to a scene. Drag another physical material node into the view. Double-click the node to display its parameters, then rename the material Station Platform Tile. Expand Maps General Rollout and drag a bitmap node into the view. This brings up the Explorer window. Navigate to the Scene Assets Images folder and choose ground tile _ color.jpg. Drag from the bitmaps node output socket on the right of the node and wire it to the materials base color map input socket on the left of the material node. The bitmap is now wired to the material. To apply the material to the platform, drag from the material node's output socket and release the mouse over the geometry Station Platform G0001. Turn on Show Map in Viewport to display the bitmap in the scene. The tile pattern is much too big. Bitmaps are projected onto the object according to the object's mapping coordinates. Primitive objects, such as boxes and spheres, have default mapping coordinates, but depending on how an object was modeled, any mapping coordinates it may have can become jumbled and a texture won't apply correctly. To fix the mapping, you can use a modifier called UVW map. With the platform selected, in the Modify panel, select UVW map from the modifier list. The streaking that occurs now is due to the type of mapping, which is planar set to Z-axis. This is the default. Change the mapping to box and select the Bitmap Fit button in the Alignment section. Navigate to the ground tile _ color.jpg, and this will change the size of the UVW map gizmo to the size of the bitmap. Now you have to scale the bitmap to an appropriate size. In the Modify panel, in the stack, select the arrow next to UVW map and then select Gizmo. With the Scale tool, scale down the map until it looks right, making it just a bit smaller at 90%. Render the viewport again, and you will see that the floor is reflective. Go back to the Slate Material Editor. The Material mode is set to Standard. If you want to edit the reflections, you need to change Material mode in the Preset section to Advanced. Now change the reflection amount to 0.4. Render the viewport again, and you will see the floors look good. You can create a material for the ground plane based on the same technique you use for the floors. In the Slate Material Editor, create another physical material. Name the material Ground Plane Grass. Drag a bitmap directly in the base color input socket. Navigate to grasscolor.jpg. Apply the material to the ground plane. Turn on Show Map in Viewport. But the ground turns gray and it doesn't show the texture map. This indicates object doesn't have mapping coordinates. Select the ground and apply the UVW map modifier to assign mapping coordinates. Change the alignment to bitmap fit. Navigate to the grass color.jpg image. Change the mapping to box. In the Modify panel, in the stack, select the arrow next to the UVW map and select Gizmo. With the Scale tool, scale down the map until it looks correct. Render the viewport again and you will see that the ground plane is also reflective. Go into the Preset section and change the drop-down menu from Standard to Advanced. In the Reflections section, change the value to 0. Render again. Now it looks perfect. You can clean up the Slate Material Editor interface without deleting the material from the scene. Click a node to select it, or select all the nodes. Press Delete to clear the space for further work. You can still see the material in the viewport and access it in the Material Map browser. You can click the eyedropper button and click on the object that has the material in the scene to bring it up in the Material Editor again. Materials used in the scene are also listed here under the Scene Materials rollout in the Slate Material Editor. In the next lesson, we'll show you how to apply materials and bump maps to more objects in the train station scene.